Good morning, dear students. Till now, we have studied pharmacy, ML, organon, and its significance to understand repertory properly. So, we will continue other subjects like allied subjects, anatomy. So, anatomy. Anatomy deals with the normal structure of body. Anatomy dealing with the normal structure of body. What you study in anatomy? You study in anatomy that how a body is organized. It means how a body is arranged. So there are few parts of body, head, neck. So same way we get knowledge that how each other parts are interrelated with others. Anatomy deals with parts of body एंड पार्ट्स ऑफ बॉडी का सिस्टमेटिक अरेंजमेंट कैसे है हम स्टडी करते हैं. वी आर स्टडिंग एनाटॉमी में अरेंजमेंट ऑफ पार्ट्स ऑफ बॉडी. सो पार्ट्स ऑफ बॉडी का अरेंजमेंट जो हम स्टडी कर रहे हैं, इससे हमें पता चल रहा है कि बॉडी कैसे ऑर्गेनाइज्ड है, क्या चीज़ किससे कैसे कोरिलेटेड है. सो नोइंग द नॉर्मल स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ बॉडी इज इसेंशियल. एंड नाउ आफ्टर knowing this, you will see that in Kale repertory or in other repertory, chapters are arranged in anatomical schema. Chapters are arranged in anatomical schema, and so first you should know that what are normal structure. Then it will be easy to find problems related with that particular part when you will consult with repertory. So in nutshell, you understood that anatomy is very much correlated with our repertory. So anatomy का बेसिक नॉलेज आपको हेल्प करेगा. एनाटॉमिकल अरेंजमेंट, एनाटॉमिकल स्कीमा पे जो रेपर्टरी अरेंज्ड है उसमें इट मे नॉट बी हेल्पफुल अप टू मच एक्सटेंट इन अल्फाबेटिकल रेपर्टरी लाइक फाटक रेपर्टरी. सो फाटक रेपर्टरी एवरीथिंग इज अरेंज्ड इन अल्फाबेटिकल ऑर्डर, बट if you will follow Kane repertory or repertories based on Kane repertory, then they are arranged in a anatomical schema. So chapters are arranged in anatomical schema. So knowledge of anatomy helps to understand logico-utilitarian repertory, or those repertories which are based on some logic or based on some chapter arrangement. And if it is totally based on alphabetical, then it is not following anatomical schema, but most of the repertories are following anatomical schema. Another thing, like you know, in anatomy detailed structure, you also study histology. So what you will find that mucous membrane or this type of stomach chapter you open, then you will find some mucous membrane affected or this type of some rubric. So many rubrics in a chapter are arranged using anatomical terms. So in that way also it will help you. If you know anatomy very well, then you can correlate that this for suppose you open a chapter stomach, so you will find that stomach, what are component in chapters stomach. So if you know anatomy very well, then it will be easy to understand that, oh, these are rubric related to these things. So and histology means a cell structure and these things are not much, but few repertories are using like this type of cell pathological repertory, in Murphy repertory. It may be helpful, but not too much. But we should have a good sound knowledge of anatomical structure, so that those repertory who are arranged in anatomical schema, we can understand it in a well manner way, that how chapters are arranged, and it will be easy to find out for a beginner, particularly for a beginner. And even if you open a chapter, then you will find that rubrics have some organs or some structure related to that particular system or that particular organ. So if you know that what are normal structure of that organ, then you can correlate with their rubrics by using any repertory which is based on anatomical schema arrangement of their chapters. So what other subject you study in first year? That is physiology. What other subject you study is physiology. What is physiology? Simple. You all are expert in knowing physiology because it was just a first year subject, and now you all are in final year. So physiology is normal functioning. First you studied anatomy. Anatomy mein you got to know about structure. So how this structure are functioning. Functioning, उसकी functioning कैसे है? So anatomy and physiology both are very much correlated, and if you know anatomy, then you can correlate its function by knowing physiology. So now by knowing physiology, what you get to know? You get to know function which are normal. You get to know the functions which are normal. And as per our master Hahnemann in aphorism number 4, what he told? What he told? He told he is likewise a preserver of health if he knows the disease and how to remove them from person in health. So what is the duty of physician? What he has to do? A physician has to restore the normal functioning of the system. A physician have to restore the normal functioning of human body. So, and what how you will know that what is normal and what is abnormal? How you will know that a person is alive? How you will know that his organs are working in a proper way? How you know that he is recovering back to health? How you know that he is going on a natural phenomena process? He is going through a natural phenomenal process. So by knowing these things, what these things, anatomy and physiology, you get to know what is a normal structure of body. By knowing physiology, you know that how this structure are functioning. So if you know proper functioning, normal functioning of any organ, then you can assess during your treatment that his body part is distal up to what extent, or returning back to normal or not. And another most important thing, that many persons suffer from gastric problem as our age increases. Why? Because catabolism in body increases, anabolism decreases, GI system get weakens. So as age increases, GI problem increases, metabolic rate little bit slower down. So it's common. So you know that as per this age it is normal. You know as per this age is normal. Another thing you can say that a lady came to you for amenorrhea, and she is suffering from amenorrhea since last 3 months. Last 3 months she is suffering from amenorrhea. Now, what you will do? You will think that we should give medicine, we should take the rubric, we should take it symptom and convert it into rubric, and then we should repertorize, and we will prescribe as per homeopathic principle. But you have to check that is it a symptom which should be considered for prescription or not. Is it a symptom which should be converted into rubric or not? How you will decide that we should prescribe medicine to this lady or not? How? You will assess by all the other factors, like a patient suffering from amenorrhea came to you, she is suffering from amenorrhea since last 3 months. I have seen a case, and okay, I will explain you case later on. But what are points to be assessed? What are points to be assessed in this case? First is her age. Her age. Suppose if that lady is approximately 11 years or 12 years, and what you will find? What you will think? You will think that she is suffering from amenorrhea, but it may be she has just entered in menarche. She had just entered in her, just seen her menarche. She has just seen her first menses. And after that, there may be gap of 2 to 3 months. Now what you will think? That will you give medicine, or you will wait? You will see other symptoms, because menses, our body are trying to establish a regular cycle. So it may happen that gap of 2 to 3 months occur. It is very common, not very much uncommon. Okay, so you have to think that her age. A case of amenorrhea came to you. Before prescribing, you have to think about other factors. Now, same problem, and her age is approximately 48 to 50. What you will think? What you will think? That she came to you with amenorrhea since 3 months, but if a patient coming with this case, what will be your target? your target will not be to re-establish normal menstrual cycle. If you know very well the knowledge of physiology, then you know that she is going to enter in menopause. She is going to enter in menopause. So now you know very well that this lady, we have to take other symptoms, we have to inquire about other symptoms. We will not treat her only for amenorrhea. We will try to restore the normal functioning as per her age. She is facing a common phenomena, normal phenomena, that is a menses will not on of a sudden stop. A lady will not face on of a sudden a total menopause. It will be attained with a slow increment in gaps of menses, and when it will be continuous 1 year stoppage of menses, then it will be considered as menopause. And what other symptoms you will find? You will find normal other symptoms of menopausal syndrome. So now you understood that knowledge of physiology is very essential to understand that this symptom should be taken or not, to know that this symptom is normal or not, this symptom should be converted into rubric or not. Another case with the same problem. Another case with the same problem. Now, a lady came to you with amenorrhea and her age is 26. Her age is 26 years. And now what you will think? You will check about pregnancy. If she is pregnant or not. If she is pregnant or not. She is not having menses since 2 or 3 months. You have to inquire about her pregnancy. Pregnancy is a normal phenomenon. We should not interfere in it. Normal. So, if she is pregnant, then will you consider it a symptom to be treated? No. Why? Because you are a wise doctor having the proper knowledge of physiology. You are a doctor with having all the knowledge what are normal as per this case. So if you know that what is normal, then only you will take and analyze the symptom, that this symptom should be considered for conversion into rubric or not. You will take that symptom to evaluation, all other things. But if you don't have proper knowledge of physiology, you will not be a good repertorian. So becoming a good repertorian, you should know that we should have proper knowledge of physiology. Another thing I will discuss, like a case. Suppose a patient came to you and he is saying that Dr. Sir, on of a sudden I have purchased a thermometer, and digital thermometer I have purchased, and I have used this thermometer for noting down my body temperature, and as corona fear is going on, so I am using my thermometer to check my body temperature morning and evening. Morning and evening. Even after morning, evening, lunch, morning, afternoon, evening and night. So I have purchased and now I am finding that my body temperature is raised partially, slightly at the evening time. So having knowledge of physiology, you know little slight rise of body temperature occurs at evening. You know very well that slight rise of body temperature occur at evening. So now you understood that this case may not need medicine, may need if rise is very high, but if it is like 0.5 degree Fahrenheit, then do you think that it is needed medicine? If there is another symptom, if there is other factors are associated with it, then only you will prescribe medicine. Otherwise, what you will do, you will assess this, you will do counseling, and what you will prescribe? Placebo with plus counseling. Placebo plus counseling. Why? Because this case is a normal. So knowing all the normal structure and function of body help us to deal with a case, to assess a case, and then you will do final selection of symptoms which will be converted to rubric, and then these symptoms will be repertorized and we will prescribe. For becoming a good repertorian and even for becoming a good doctor, you must have proper knowledge of anatomy and physiology, and hope you understood today and all the previous lecture. If any of you have any query, then you can ask me on my personal WhatsApp number. I will reply. No issue. You can note down my number 9239387519, and any query related to any topic which I have taught or any topic related to our repertory, you can ask me any question which you think significant. At any time I will reply as per time. Okay, thank you, and we will in next class we will discuss other chapter, and now I am giving you brief orientation that what are essential qualities for becoming a good repertorian, what other things you should do. Otherwise you will become like person having, if I know repertory then I know everything and I can treat. No, only repertory is not a solution for every problem. Knowing every subject in proper way and correlating with repertory is only a tool which will help you to become a successful repertorian. Okay, thank you, and we'll discuss other things in next class. Thank you very much.